So I was standing on top of the dam on the Blanchard River, and I was just enjoying trying to get centered again, you know, feel a little bit of nature, listen to the water run. Couldn't go sit at the bottom of the dam because there's some people fishing down there, which is cool, I got nothing against that. I looked down, and at the very top of the dam, it's pretty shallow, and at the edge there wasn't really any water running over. There was a minnow, and this minnow, it looked like he had a snail stuck on the side of him. I couldn't get close enough to see what it was, but he was a good-sized minnow, and he was swimming upstream. And as he got upstream, he tired out, it looked like, because he stopped swimming and he was just kind of coasting. Well, there was enough of a current to take him back towards the edge of the dam, but not very strong. So he swam back away from the edge of the dam again, but he went out at an angle. Kind of lost his bearing, it looked like, and he headed out more towards the middle, and the water was moving a little bit faster. And as he got out there, he started to go back towards the edge of the dam again. And as he got to the edge of the dam, he realized he could feel the pull. He could feel the current trying to drag him over the edge. And he fought harder to get up. But the snail that was on him was dragging him down. So every time he tried to swim harder, he actually went out more towards the middle because it veered that way, the opposite way the snail was on him. And he kept doing this, and he kept going out further and further. And the further he got out, the stronger the current was. And it kept trying to pull him over the dam. And I sat there contemplating this, and as I was watching him, and you look at it, and he's trying his hardest. He's going against the current, trying to keep from going over that dam, go over the edge, the cliff. And I thought, well, what scares him about that? Why would he be afraid to go over that edge or that cliff? It's water, just fast-moving water, but something tells him not to go over that edge. And all I could come up with was, it was the unknown. He didn't know what was over that edge. So he fought as hard as he could. He kept fighting. And, you don't know. I didn't stay there. He went out to where I couldn't see him anymore. So did he win? Did he stay up on the known ground, the known water, where he could, rest? Maybe the snail would drop off, or eventually maybe he tired too much and he couldn't swim and he'd die and maybe fall off the edge. But, it made me think of us. At least of me. You fight, you're trying to stay where it's safe, where you like it, where it's known. But, it gets tiring. You get worn out. And sometimes you just stop. And you go with the flow. And you start going over to the edge, to the current. And then you realize that, hey, I don't know what this is. That this is odd, it's weird. And you fight, and you fight hard. But it just, that doubt, it drags you down, and you go further and further into the fray, and more things are pulling you back to that unknown. And eventually, either we take that jump and we go into the unknown, or we wear ourselves out, and maybe we die. Maybe, you never know. Maybe you're strong enough, and you get upstream far enough where there isn't a current, and maybe you turn around, you eat that snail. But you know what? That unknown's still behind you. And eventually, you're going to sleep, or you're going to slip, and you're going to have to go to that unknown. Just because we don't know it doesn't mean it's scary. No. Let's strike that. It can be scary. I don't like things that I don't know. Unknown can be... It can stop you in your tracks. But just because it's unknown doesn't mean it's good. Maybe with that minnow, if he went over the edge, the turbulent waters at the base would have ripped that snail from him, and he'd been free and in a whole new area. Or maybe when he went over the edge and he hit the rocks and the current and the turbulent waters, maybe, just maybe, he'd die. Or maybe there was something bigger there, a bigger fish like a bass or a big bluegill or something, catfish, that would grab him and eat him. You know, maybe that's the chances that he had to take. You know, who knows? But maybe that's the chance we need to take. Maybe we need to go into the unknown to better ourselves. Maybe we get eaten by a bigger fish. Or maybe it's great.